What's up, y'all? It's your girl CeCe.
And it's your girl Kherra, and this is your word of the week.
So we're actually entering our series, #KnowGod. And we're all on this journey of really understanding who God is, not for what he can do for us, but who he is.
And also knowing God for ourselves, not through anyone else's interpretation of him or what someone else has told us or even what our people at our church tell us. It's knowing God for ourselves and having our own personal relationship with him.
So Kherra, where was a point in your life where you felt like you really started to understand who God is?
When I started seeking him more. I just felt a desire, knowing that the life that I was living at the time was just not working for me. And I felt like I was missing something, and I knew that I had kind of distanced myself from God, didn't really have that relationship or didn't have that closeness that I heard that other people had. So I decided to start seeking him for myself. I prayed and asked God to bring me friends that could help to strengthen my strengthen my relationship with him as well, to keep me on the straight and narrow, accountability partners. I actually started reading my word. That's like the number one thing. I started reading my word to get to know him better, get to know his nature. And through that, he's been guiding me ever since, just trusting him and just not walking by my own sight, but walking by faith, like the word says. So
amen. And I think that's an important thing as well, because even in Psalms 46:10, it says to be still and know that I am God. And I think a lot of people think that being still means like not doing anything and just think, okay, well, I'm just gonna live whatever life I'm gonna live, and then God's just gonna do whatever he is because he is God.
Yeah.
Not really understanding that we have a part to play in really understanding who God is. And it's not a matter of fact of, not doing anything per se, but it's really letting go of yourself, letting go of your own identity. You know what I'm saying? Because we were made in the likeness of God. So the only way to really truly get to know him for ourselves is allow him to flourish inside of us. You know what I'm saying? So you really have to let go and let God.
Just like it says in the word, Psalms 37:4, delight yourself in the Lord and he will give you the desires of your heart. When you delight yourself in the Lord, you're just taking him in. You want every part of him to take over your entire life. And once you do that, your desires will turn into his desires for you. He'll transform your heart to be his heart, and you'll have his desires. So basically, yeah.
Amen. And that's good. And I think that goes back to obedience. You know what I'm saying? The Bible says that obedience is better than sacrifice. And obedience is not sometimes for God's benefit, but it's for our benefit.
Yes,
you know
definitely.
what I'm saying? Because in due time, the Bible says if you humble yourself before the Lord, in due time, he will lift you up. So in truly knowing God, you truly get to understand who you are, not based off of other people's impressions, not based off of what other people think about you, but you get to know God for yourself to understand who he is, so you can understand who you are.
Exactly. Also as well, trusting God. And it's funny, some people would think you have to know God first to actually trust him. But I think that you actually get to know God more the more that you trust him and the more that we're obedient to him. So once you take that, like once we start walking by faith and not by sight, knowing him, not walking by our own sight, but just being obedient to what he says, we'll get to see his fruit, his fruit show up in our lives. And then and that constant trust in that, when we get into that routine of, okay, God, I see you didn't fail me here. You're not failing me here. You're not failing me here. And I see this is working. This is good. You start to trust him more, and you also get to recognize and know him more at the same time.
That's true. And that goes to any relationship, because sometimes, like, boyfriend and girlfriend, you can see the person and they look good on paper, like, okay, well, I know of you, I know little things about you, I think I'll take a chance and try to get to know you more. But it's through your encounters with them, it's through saying, okay, like, hey, I'm gonna text you back, like, did they really text back? Then through them you start to understand who they are and their character. I think sometimes you kind of over spiritualize knowing God, and God is a provider, and God is this, and he's all those things, yes, but you're not going to be able to understand it for yourself until you take that walk with him. Just like you can hear somebody like, that's a good person, or that's a good guy, you won't know for yourself until you start to walk together with that person.
Exactly.
And in your journey.
You're right, 100%. And it's just like having a best friend. You have a best friend, you spend time with your best friend. You know what makes, you know different things about your best friend because you spend time with that person. And God is not some kind of esoteric, like far away type figment of your imagination. God is so close to you. He's like a brother, like a sister, a family, friend. He's right there, and you can speak to him at any time. just open yourself up and be vulnerable to him, and he will speak back to you. The more and more you spend time with him, the more you'll recognize his voice. It's kind of like, somebody gave me a great analogy or metaphor. Like when you go to the store and say you're with your mom or your friend or whatever, and you wander off into a different aisle and they call your name, you recognize their voice calling your name. Like, you'll know, okay, that's my mom calling me. Mom, where are you? Or dad, where are you? Friend, where are you? So yeah, the more time you spend with him, basically, the more intimate time you spend with him. Thanks for checking out our word of the week. I'm Kherra.
I'm CeCe, and be sure to leave comments in the section below. Let us know how this has blessed you, and also if you have any questions or concerns, we would love to hear back from you.
Definitely, and be sure to follow us at The Bridge Kickback.